Hi, and welcome to the Art of Life podcast. So, this is a podcast where we talk about healing our life through grounding, through other tools and techniques, and making everyday life better for us. So, welcome to today's episode. Today, we are talking about Am I enough? So, you've probably heard of that affirmation, and maybe that resonates with you. Maybe it doesn't completely resonate yet. So, let's dive in. I have to be honest, this is a podcast that I've recorded twice. So usually I'll record a podcast and that's done. But with this one, I definitely had my own blocks around am I enough? So I had to work through those. I had to up level before I could bring this one to you. I really hope you enjoy this one because it definitely had a journey for me. First up, let's talk about what does I am enough mean, right? To me, I am enough means I'm complete, means that I am fully capable of experiencing anything that I want by myself. I'm fully capable of doing anything that I want by myself. And no matter how I am, like I might feel I can't bake a bread. Honestly, I can't. But if I wanted to, and if I put my mind to it, then I can do that. So I am enough to be able to bake a bread if I put my mind to it. I'm enough to be able to climb a mountain if I put my mind to it, my mind and my heart to it. That's the definition. Now let's look at an example. Let's talk about baking. I actually love to bake. And when you bake, you'll put some eggs, you'll put some flour, you'll put some baking powder, sugar, salt, everything, and then you bake. Now, all the ingredients are different. So, an egg is different from sugar and salt, obviously, but they all have their place. They all come together well in the cake. Now, an egg could really wonder and look at the flour and go, well, I'm not like the flour. Or I'm not the chocolate powder in there. That's absolutely true, but the cake wouldn't be made without the egg, right? So everything in life has a place. Often, where you feel like you're lacking something, that's the exact place where it's just a matter of growth. It's a matter of pushing it just a little bit more to be able to connect with your own strength and your capability. So you are complete as you are. Before I dive in, I'll go into a story. So there was an author called Napoleon Hill. Maybe you've heard of his book called Think and Grow Rich. He had a son called Blair, and his son was born deaf. He literally didn't have ears. And Napoleon, being Napoleon, he did not accept that his son would not hear. Throughout, as Blair grew up, of course, there were challenges. He was not able to hear properly, so they got him some phonographs and things. And teachers, everybody would be just speaking very loudly to him, almost shouting so that he could understand. He went to normal schools. They all had a really hard time with the school as well, because often the conversation would be why you're not sending him to a school that's made for deaf people. They had that constant fight and struggle. And every time Blair felt down, his dad would always go up to him and say, well, this is not a liability. You not having your ears is not a liability, it's an asset. Long story short, there's one day where Blair gets hearing devices. He's fiddled with hearing devices earlier, but this one's special. For the first time, he's able to listen. This company, I think, was called Dictograph. He ends up finally working for this company. Now, how the whole story makes sense is because when he starts working for Dictograph, it's the first time for a company developing hearing aids to have someone who is deaf, but who's able to explain to them who's able to articulate to them what it really means for a deaf person. Essentially, his liability, not having ears, that was an asset. And you only sometimes see your asset a few years forward, right? You don't see it right at that point in time. Maybe there are places where you have pushed yourself. So you wanted to run, you wanted to win a race, but you were not a really good runner, but you kept practicing and did well. All of those, they are your assets. That wasn't a liability that you weren't able to run. So, in that sense, I ask you to think about I am enough again. Think about in the sense of your completeness. If you feel you are lacking somewhere, that's the exact place where the universe will show up. It's the exact place where you, as a soul, want to work. It's the exact place where it's your purpose, it's your soul purpose to push through that, to find the strength in that. Let's look at it another way. I often get a question around, well, will I ever feel enough? I hear the stories and I hear what you're saying, but will I ever feel enough? Now let's go back to when you were born, right? And when you were born, when you were a little baby, that time you cried. If you wanted milk, you cried. If you wanted to have a change, you cried. Somewhere along the line, as you're growing up, what happens is parents come in, society comes in, teachers come in, other people we like, our friends, they all come in, and we start evaluating ourselves through someone else. If I go back to the baking story, the eggs, the flour, the sugar, salt, all the ingredients in the cake, they all have a place. But unless the egg really starts comparing itself to, let's say, the flour or the sugar, the egg's complete. It's when you start comparing, when you start looking at something else. Oh, this person has this. Oh, this person was born in this family. Why can't I be born in this family? Why do I not have that? But step back a little bit. You are thinking of yourself as a human being that you are, but you are first and foremost a soul that has a body. So let me say that again. First and foremost, you are a soul, you are a spirit that has a body. So your soul's purpose, that was something you already decided before you came on earth, before you got this body, you already decided. And maybe you decided to have some of the difficult experiences you have. You definitely also decided some of the really fun experiences you have. All of that is your purpose. You know, like when you wanted to bake a cake, that was the purpose of making the cake. So when you come as a soul, you've already decided these are things I want to work on. Sometimes maybe you want to work on your resilience. Sometimes maybe that goal is to write a book. All of those things, that sort of is your purpose. That sort of is your journey in life. That's the life experience you want to have. So the bits where you feel, hey, I'm not complete. I don't really have this. I don't know how to publish my book. I don't know how to make it really successful. You don't have to solve the whole puzzle. Do the little bit. You start doing the little things, the next thing will show up. You are enough means that you are fully complete. You've got the resources right now. You've got the talent right now. You've got everything right now that you need to have at this point in time. You don't need to know the whole story. You don't need to know the whole staircase and where it goes to. One step at a time. You do a little bit and then you come to the next step. Let's say you wanted to start writing a book. You start writing it. There are your little chapters or maybe sometimes even fragments of ideas. You start doing that slowly and slowly, the next bit will come. And you will evolve and you will grow. The next bit of resources that you need, the next bit of people that you need, the next bit of connections that you need, you will get that. Take the first step. You are complete is around trusting that whole process, having faith in yourself that you are complete, that you've got what it takes. You are complete is that every idea that you have, everything that you want to create, it's all possible. You are able to do it. And that's the magic of it. You don't have to know the whole picture then, but it's just trusting and it's just knowing that whatever you wanted to do, you could do. Whatever you wanted to create, you could create. You have the right answers. You have the right people in your life. So you are enough. You have everything right now to be on your path. Think of it another way as well. If you knew the whole story, like if you knew I'll do step one, then this person comes into my life and this person introduces me to person Z who I need to get that book published, let's say, then that puzzle is solved. Then the life experience isn't that fun anymore. I encourage you to think about your life just as an experience. Think of it that you've come here to have fun and keep the faith that you are enough, that you are complete. I encourage you to think about times where you felt you were not enough, where you felt you couldn't stand up to someone, where you felt you couldn't take an exam. Think of those times when you've conquered them. A lot of times, as human beings, we are wired into a negative spiral thinking. We automatically think the worst case scenario, it's not going to work out. This is what I want, but it's never going to happen. We're sort of wired for that. And you can change your channel. You can change your channel to go, I am enough. I have enough. Think of the past stories, your own past stories, where you have done well, where you have done something that you in the beginning felt I couldn't. And I'll give you a couple of examples. As a baby, you were sitting there and you didn't know how to walk, and you probably do now. There was a time when you didn't know how to read, you do. There was a time maybe you didn't know how to cycle, you didn't know how to swim, you didn't know lots and lots of things. You never thought you would pass that exam, and you did. You never thought you would be able to stand up to someone. You never thought you would be able to do a physical challenge, but you did. So congratulate yourself on that, and congratulate yourself on all the past victories that you've had. You are complete. For each of those circumstances, you did not know how you will start reading, for example. As a baby, all you see is little words, and all these people are saying some language they don't always understand. But a baby doesn't stand there and go, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. A baby goes, well, you know what, I'm going to fumble and try. Actually, doesn't even think too much. A lot of times you'll see little kids, when they want to start walking, they'll walk a little bit, they'll fall down, but they don't give up. They don't have the negative chatter in their mind like, I can't do this. They'll usually just get up and walk again and, maybe throw something else or fall down themselves. That's just part of growing up. So give yourself a break, wherever you think that you are not complete, wherever you think that you are not enough, give yourself a break. Coming back to me, as I was recording this episode, when I recorded it the first time, there were certain things around myself where I was thinking, well, am I enough? Am I enough with the art of life? I had some of those questions, and I really had to just do some work around it and think, no, that's okay. You wouldn't be having an idea unless there was a possibility. You wouldn't be having an idea unless it was possible to create and really bring in physical life as well. So you are enough for whatever you want, for creating a relationship, for having the best job, for getting promoted. You are absolutely enough, just right as you are, exactly with your experience, with your height, your looks, everything. You are absolutely perfect. You have everything. So, how do you feel enough? Like every day, how do you feel enough? What can you do so that you start imbibing that and feeling that more and more again. The first thing is just remind yourself, write down at a lot of places, even on the mirror if you want, write down I'm enough and write down I'm complete as I am. You don't need to change for anybody else. You don't need to be a different person for anybody else. Whatever you want, whatever love you want, whatever manifestation you want, it will all happen just as you are. You don't need to change yourself for anybody. If anything, look at the labels that you are putting on yourself. Let's say a thought comes to you and you say, oh my God, I always am clumsy, for example. And just think, who is the person who says that? Is that you? Is that someone else who said that to you? And then separate. Come back to yourself. Come back to yourself as you were as a baby and allow yourself to vibrate in that space. As a baby, you cried for milk, for changing, for anything that you needed. As a baby, you knew that it was your birthright to have those things, to have that love and care. It's the same right now. You don't have to ask anybody else. You can give yourself that. Don't look at what a teacher told you, what a parent told you about how you are not enough. Don't play that channel. Play your own channel. Play how you are complete. Play how you have done great things. Play how you will do great things. The universe really wants you to tap into yourself because that's your inherent nature. You, as you are totally complete. And with your specific skills, your body shape, your thoughts, exactly as you are, you have the perfect place on earth. You wouldn't have been born if you didn't have the place. Anything that goes in the cake, it has a purpose. Even the salt, a tiny little bit of salt has its own purpose. Cake's a little bit different without the salt. Similarly, you, as you are really required. You, with your unique talent, your abilities, you are absolutely complete and you make the whole world complete by just being here. I hope that leaves you with enough encouragement. I am offering a program called the Life Makeover Program. It's very simple and fun. It is all art therapy based. What I've talked about today is tiny bit of the introduction. Basically, we have 5 modules covering things like time, our relationships, connecting with our own bodies, our intuitions, healing past traumas. Every single hour of art therapy gives you something, makes a tangible change in your life. You notice an improvement, and it's not hard. It's just art therapy. You sit down, you play with a little child's energy. So I say a 3-year-old space. You don't need to be perfect. It's absolutely fun, very judgment free, very loving, very playful, definitely a whole lot magical. That's called the Life Makeover Program. You can find it at artoflifecenter.com/art. There's also another freebie that I'd like to share. It's called the Grounding Book, and I highly recommend grounding. Grounding is a technique that allows you to be in the present. Wherever you are, whatever is happening in your life is really simple. You could even do it while you're standing in a grocery store. I'm sharing this grounding ebook as well. If you wanted it, go to artoflifecenter.com/grounding. Again, a very playful way to start releasing stress and anxiety. So definitely check out the free resources, and I'll see you next time on another episode of Art of Life podcast. Till then, keep having fun, keep loving yourself, and remembering that you are complete. You are enough. You wouldn't be on this earth if you weren't. You, as you are perfectly appreciated, perfectly loved, perfectly capable of reaching your unlimited potential. And here's to you. See you. Take care.